Good evening, YouTubers. So, as you can see, we're in CentOS 7. Okay, and as we all know, in CentOS 7, if you want to have a program install, such as MPV, all you do is go su and put in your password, just like I'm doing now, and go apt install MPV and go yes. Is that right? That seemed to work. What the heck is going on here? Well, have I got a treat for you? This is Bedrock. Bedrock Linux. So, well, what the heck is going on here? Well, g'day YouTubers. As you can see, I'm in Debian. Or am I? Well, I'm indeed in what was Debian, and it is now Bedrock. So of course, when you're in Bedrock and you want the Linux browser, well, when you're in Debian, as you know, you just go su and you go okay, and then you go yum install Linux. And of course it installs in Debian just perfectly fine. Just like that. Fantastic. That's exactly what's meant to happen in Debian. Of course not. Of course not. So, on the serious side here, we've got a Bedrock install. I followed the instructions. I'll just bring those up just now. So, what have we got here? Internet and fishy things going on here, like the Firefox web browser. Of course, yes, I installed Firefox, and we also have Iceweasel. We can't run the two of them at the same time because of just the process conflict that they have. They tend to want to monopolize the same set of config files and things like that, I think, so it doesn't kind of work. But we'll just go with the Firefox right now. Give that a tick. So yeah, I installed this today. I installed Debian and then I installed Bedrock. So in fact, it might actually be the other one that provides the details. I might close that just for a minute and pull up. No, that's not what I want to do. Pull up. Yeah, Iceweasel. Okay, so it's not got the details there, but let me have a look and see about the bookmarks toolbar. And where were our bookmarks? I'm so useless with the GUI stuff. I really am. Well, not at work. At work I tend to be alright. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's another story. Alright, so I went to Bedrock. And Bedrock Linux actually. And I did the quick install. So I went in introduction and I did the quick install instructions and I had a bit of a look-see. Okay, and yeah. So there's basically the concept of strata. So Debian started off as my original install, and then we did the hijack of Debian and grabbed this. We converted it into a tarball. Okay, went through all the motions basically, and now we can kind of install what we want from CentOS, which is one side of the thing, and the other. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reboot and just show you what's actually going on here, because it probably isn't immediately apparent what's going on. So welcome back, YouTubers. So we're just at the Debian's grub page here, and what we can see, or the grub menu, is on the grub menu is we've got a Bedrock Linux just here. Okay, so just going to go into that. Okay, and as part of the hijacking service, well, as part of the install at least, it offers us the ability to go into 3 options here: Jessie, fallback, and CentOS. So now I can choose any of those, and I found a couple of little things, but we'll talk about those in a moment. So we'll go back into Jessie and you can see what happens. And we'll let it do the full boot thing, and then I'm going to do a reboot and show you that it effectively boots into CentOS as well. Just give that a little bit of adjustment, and you can see that Debian has started up no problem at all. We'll do the same thing for CentOS. So yeah, the installation is probably not as bad as a Gen2 install in terms of length. I shouldn't say bad because that's just really a subjective thing, but it's not too lengthy. It is a little bit involved. I actually have to select on my boot menu which to go to, because I haven't got that quite fine-tuned as I want. I've been installing distro after distro to please you lot. So yeah, so we just did the Jessie thing. You saw Jessie's systemd do its biz. Now you see it's handing off to CentOS 7. So that continues, and look at that, a very CentOS like startup. And just give that a moment or two and it will sort itself out. Not as fast on the mechanical hard drive as usual, as you expect. So let's just log in. A couple of things I've noticed with it, and one of the things I noticed, and I'm going to keep you on the camera just now, but if you try and start the terminal just here, it doesn't work. Of course I knew a workaround, and I'll show you exactly what's going on there. So it's not going to start. So what I do is dbus launch and GNU terminal. Basically you can kind of launch things from dbus, and there you go, the GNU terminal runs. That's so far the only sort of a real anomaly that I've found. I'm just going to take you back into Debian for the rest of this overview, I guess, of Bedrock Linux. But we'll just reboot just now, and in a moment I'll welcome you back to Jessie. So, welcome back, YouTubers. So we're back in Jessie now. You might notice a bit of a delay in the clock there. Now that's because I've had this issue a couple of times now, but it was a little more prevalent, and that was that no key presses were available in the boot menu for Bedrock Linux. So we're not talking about the grub menu, but we're talking about the menu that comes up after grub is loaded. So a little bit of a bug there, but not surprising considering it's in beta. So I wouldn't expect everything to be, working perfectly. I mean, it is what's seemingly functionally complete, but nonetheless, there, you can expect some rough edges here and there. And so yeah, the thing I wanted to explain before is the starting of services. Now I do have. Now let me have a look. Service. Oh, I better go into root, hey. So I'm just going to go into root and have a look at what services are started. Bad habit of just saying ls every time. Service status all. Right, and so what we're going to see is libvirt-d. I'm going to stop that right now. Okay, there's a reason why I have that installed there. or running there. So I wanted to see. I mean, look, I can use apps. I can use applications from other, you know, from the other distro. In this case, CentOS. I can use the Firefox, as I said before. I can use Firefox, and Firefox doesn't actually come in Debian. It comes in the form of Iceweasel in Debian. So yeah, and we indeed do have Firefox running here. But I wanted to try and test it out to see how it handles, you know, something a little bit closer to a little bit more critical, such as the init scripts and things like that. Now, I could be wrong. I could be completely and utterly wrong about this, but I did have some issues about this, and I'll leave the Paradigm guy who runs this project. I wonder if it actually says. So if I go to his YouTube channel, let's have a look. Let's give that a tick, and I go to gee, the junk you get on here sometimes with other people. That's fine. Right. So what was I going to look at? That's right. I was going to look at Bedrock. Right. So yeah, Paradigm complex there. He might have a better explanation of what's going on here. But starting service, let's just stop the native services, Debian's native services for libvirt. Okay, so service libvirt d stop. Okay, great, and we'll also do libvirt just to be sure. Give that a tick. Presumably it will stop. If not, I'll break it. And we might just break it. I did stop. Okay, great. So reason for that is, and I don't know if it's going to have it here. Let's just try that. Virtual Machine Manager. Okay, so probably not that one. We just have to be careful here. So I'm going to use the BCR command and just make sure. So CentOS 7. So BCR specify. I'm about to specify a binary. From CentOS 7, and that's going to be virt manager. Will be BC. I thought it was BCR. Alright, maybe I'm having a history. BRC. Alright, BRC CentOS 7, and yep, we're going to say virt manager. Right. So it's going to complain libvirt d is not running. Now this is before I installed libvirt d in Debian. Once I installed libvirt d in Debian, it was fine, but that's not the point. We're trying to use use Yum's version. So I've actually got the version installed. The Yum version installed, so we'll just go su. Okay, and we're going to go brc service libvirt d start. I think it's that. Oh, of course, we need CentOS 7. Okay, and so you can see here it detects that it's running in true. Now, what I did was I was diligent. I thought, well, let's look into this and see if there's something more to this. By the way, I had to actually put this menu entry in here. Firefox did not come up by default. Not sure why, but I put it in there and it worked fine after that. So, yeah, let's have a look at the bookmark. This one here. Just give that a moment. And yeah, that's, I was showing you before about this display variable business, but no, that's not what I wanted. So basically, systemd start intro. Yeah, and it's a drama. Blah blah blah. It's a beautiful crystal and clear web page. So we went there, had a look at that, and basically the takeaway from it for me, what's that? Yeah. So I'm thinking some modifications might need to be done here to the service file or something like that. I'm not entirely familiar with system D. I sort of avoid it in my LFS install. I'm not going to today get into the politics of that because that's not what this is about, but or the technical ups and downs of that. But yeah, so basically I'd need some work around for, so that's one of the things that I found was a little bit tricky. Hopefully they sort of fix that in the future. However, I need to say that the Virt manager that I am running, that I was going to run anyway, behaved fine. Once I did this, oh, actually I shouldn't have logged out. Okay, so service libvirt start. No, we don't. Service status all, and let's have a look at you, and we'll get the guests one running as well. Libvirt guests start. Okay. The reason why I tested this as well is that you might actually want to use the KVM and Virt manager from another distribution, or like one of the Red Hats, but still maintain using Debian or Ubuntu or something like that. You might want to do that. So yeah. Okay. So it allows me to do it now, and we can just put in, and so far so good. And since this is not a KVM/Virt manager review, I'm not going to go any further. It seemed to work. So I guess we can get to the business end of things here. I think this project is great. It's only in beta at the moment, so there's obviously going to be a fair bit of maturing to go on. We only actually have to go back onto the website here, and let's have a look here. Design plans. I think they've got a lot of plans here. I really strongly suggest you go and have a look at that. If you're really interested, you can look at what their roadmap kind of is for Bedrock, or what Paradigm Complex's view on where this is going to go. Obviously, not a lot of people are going to. I mean, you do get people doing, who are dedicated Arch users and things like that. They're going to go through these instructions. They are going to go through the detailed instructions. I didn't go through the detailed instructions. I just did the quick start. They are going to do that. I guess those sorts of people who are already inclined to do that, and even as a mere curiosity, just to take a look at this. But yeah, it is, there's a lot to it if you wanted to learn more about it. The guy who's done this has done a great job, really. Yeah. So there was a bit of a warning actually about copying and pasting the instructions. I found that. I wonder if I can find my history on that. Let's have a look at the history. Maybe not. There was start a system doing, so yeah, we saw all that sort of great stuff before. I might even need to. I wonder if it's a matter that I need to actually start Iceweasel or Firefox, which one? I don't even know which one I had open then. So sorry about that. We had a bit of a little drama there. The recording stopped. I have no idea why. That dirty AV conv that's on those Debian-based distributions. Anyway. So basically there was a nice little explanation here on why you should not copy and paste stuff out of a web page. So basically, let's grab this and we will open a new terminal and we will go, and you see that. So that all comes down to the source code that's actually behind here. Not that. Oh yeah, we can actually view selection sort. Sorry, not selection sort. Jeez. Yeah, view selection source, and you can actually see that it has some other stuff behind it that doesn't show up in the page, but nonetheless gets executed. So yeah, there's a warning there. But anyway, so I think the guy's done a great idea, as I mentioned earlier. I recommend that you go and take a look at it. I'm not willing to rate it because it's in beta. So I think that it's something that you guys can do for yourself. There were a few rough edges here and there, and I think there is still some work to do around the whole init scenario, as I mentioned earlier. But again, you know, with all of these new projects, it's use at your own risk, and you know, it's probably not ready for a production. Well, definitely not ready for production, but I think it's a step in the right direction, and I hope they do well. I look forward to taking a look at this in perhaps a year or two, and seeing how it's progressed. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and recommend to your friends. I may have some insertion sort stuff coming up soon, but I thought let's get this Bedrock. Let's give this Bedrock Linux a crack. So anyway, again, as I say, please like and subscribe, tell your friends about it, and enjoy. Anyway, have a good day, good night, or whatever you're having. See ya.